here is the Pokemon, and I've done see if you can see on the underside it's all black, right? I've sprayed almost the entire thing black, and then I left the upper parts to be sprayed white. However, it does look kind of grayish at this point. It's not like a pure white, and some parts here, like I noticed that there was just a little bit of like a, I don't know, like dust or some kind of like piece of debris while I was spraying, so I kind of had to sand it down, and that's why it looks like you see a bit of the bare plastic. Some spots, just some weird spots that happen. I don't know if this was like some moisture that got on it, but to feel it, it does feel smooth, and it isn't dusty or anything. It isn't dusty, so that's good. But I think I'd like to kind of do a basic coating of that kind of greenish turquoise color on this guy, just so that we can do away with this weird undercoating that I've done, which, to be honest, I probably could have just gotten away with painting it or priming it the singular kind of white would probably have worked. Grass dog. Bulbasaur is just kind of a bit more green. If it was a really out there color like orange, I might have gone for that, but as far as I know, it's just slightly more green. Realistic Bulbasaur, vanilla. My plan is to kind of do some shading and highlighting to it, well, but nothing to the extent of like painting like scales or anything like that. At least, I don't know, I don't think so, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Like, for example, the movie, I don't know if I really loved the look of the Pokemon in the movie. I found them to be just a little weird looking, and I kind of wish they looked a bit more cartoony. Yeah. If they went for if they looked like Muppets, I would have been actually happier. But that's because I just love Muppets. Shame. If only the shiny was yellow or orange. Yeah, I mean, honestly, you could do whatever you want at the end of the day. Like, paint it however you actually really want to. But for me, I'm just feeling like we're just going to stick with this. So at this point, this is really green. If you guys see what I'm mixing here, this is getting very, very green. So we're going to introduce a bit of blue. And I might have to actually save a clip of me mixing these colors, because I might forget. There you go. I wasn't actually planning on painting today, just sort of worked out. Just sort of worked out that way. Oh yeah, because my stream says I'm supposed to be building a Gundam, but then I kind of got caught up in this. That's okay. Moss. I think that the base will have moss for sure. Yeah. Perfect time and place to use moss. But yeah, on the point of like a realistic Bulbasaur, I think like painting, for example, the petal or the bulb on its back to look more realistic might be kind of cool. I don't know, we'll see. And again, this is just a base coat, so you know, we can work on top of this, but this will just give us a decent way to start, and then we'll kind of alter our plans as we go along, I guess, as need be. Gonna try and get around to painting my GPO2 after 5 months. Yeah, man, that'd be awesome. So I actually earlier today I was working on the promotional materials, if you want to call it, the advertisements for the Gunpla ball drop. And the thing that I want to kind of settle on is that like for one thing, we're kind of broadening it to be more than simply the ball or any ball-like thing. And really, I kind of just want to get across this idea that we can do something, you can do something just in your backlog. Do you know what I mean? Like if you've got a model that's been sitting around and you haven't finished it, you can use this opportunity to kind of end the year off strong and get a model done before the end of the year. That's kind of what I've been thinking about. Been built, ready, just keep getting sidetracked. So we're kind of moving the paint along pretty fast, and we're not really concerning ourselves with getting a very even, solid coat. Instead, we're just trying to get the coverage down. And then we're going to do several coats to get to that point where it's nice and solid. Jose! How's it going, Jose? Maybe it's time to get a model build. Yeah. Let's go. For me, I'm trying to get a couple more models done before the end of the year. That's sort of my goal, my end game. Not much, dude. Having a lazy Monday? Hell yeah. I'm down for that. Are you not planning on streaming today then, Jose? How goes the painting? Yeah, I just decided to do a very basic coat on this Bulbasaur here because I wasn't too keen on the result of the initial primer. What was the question? Wait, what was the question? How are you? There we go. There's a basic coating on the Bulbasaur. The paint will dry kind of fast, so we do have time to do a second layer. So I'm going... maybe I need the Schwarzette. Schwarzette's pretty cool. So yeah. Now we just want to check over the model, see if there's any kind of debris. Sometimes with these non-Bandai kits, you know, you're going to have to do a little extra work. And that's not a bad thing, mind you. But I definitely just was feeling like I want to build something and have a nice, smooth building experience. Let's phrase it that way. Some basic art brushes, but they do good. Yeah. Yeah. And as I was saying, like, synthetic hair brushes are pretty useful too. I'm not the type of person that's like promoting only like natural hair brushes from Arabian horses or something like that, you know, that have been pampered all their lives and their hair conditioned. Yeah, synthetic brushes are pretty useful if you're using something like metallics. I find that metallics are can really fuck up your natural hair. Arabian horses can fuck up your brushes. And I bought this, what is it, like a metallic flake, like real metallic flake paint. And I'm pretty sure that most of the advice that I had seen online, from the finest of badgers, most of the advice that I had seen recommended to use synthetic, because if you use your natural hair brushes made from the finest Arabian stallions, that would definitely mess up those brushes. Faux show. Faux show. Only the finest of abused horses for my brushes. Man, I was back on my bullshit, guys. You guys might know this already about me, but I like to watch calming, relaxing videos on YouTube. That includes things like restoring old rusty knives and stuff like that. But also farriers, people who work on horses and putting the horseshoes on, as well as making new shoes. New shoes? Are they called shoes? making new shit for the horses, clipping their hooves, and it's so relaxing. I love watching that stuff, but it can be pretty gnarly. It can be pretty gross at times, where through years of neglect, the horse has just developed a long, gnarly ass toenail hoof, and then they gotta cut into it, clip it, and sometimes I'm like, whoa, they're cutting overgrown. Yeah, when they clean the hooves, yeah. Oh, it's so gross. And you think it's like gonna hurt the horse, but no, it's just a big long ass nail, so it's fine. Vanilla's left the chat. No, Vanilla's gone. No more horse. Nope, horse talk. Can't be Vanilla. It's satisfying. Yeah, that is exactly it. Gnarly. Yeah, it's gnarly. It's you. I don't like it. It's so relaxing though. And here's the thing. I've watched people deal with like cows, like overgrown cow hoofs, and it just doesn't do it for me. It's not the same thing. It's got to be horses. It's got to be horses, man. Yeah, it's wild. Like this one horse had a hoof that looked like it was like a hook. The hoof was like kind of like going super long and then curling up. And very bad for the horse. They clipped a lot of the material off, of course, and it was much easier for the horse to move. And then they make the shoes and all that. Yeah, that's actually looking surprisingly pretty solid. I think we want to do at least another coat of this, but that's actually not bad right off the start. We do need to let this dry. I want to get it very, very dry before moving on. So let's kind of put our handy cap on this from Wendy's. Get the feets. I had to miss out because I wanted to go to anime times. But last year they had garlic ice cream. Do you think you guys would try garlic ice cream? Is that something that appeals to you? They had garlic ice cream. They had garlic tarts. That was good too. You could also just get a roasted garlic, and that was awesome. Like just a straight up roasted garlic, and it was so buttery. Nipple? Big is pronounced. Very pronounced. Very aroused. Is this the nipple and is the rest the areola? Garlic sausage. Damn, that sounds good. Interestingnipples.com. Ketchup ice cream. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I thought that garlic ice cream was pretty good. I mean, I'm not gonna try and buy like a giant bucket of it, but I thought it was perfectly fine. All right. Not bad. So we're just kind of doing a very basic base coat, and it kind of ended up looking very close to the base plastic, which I mean, is kind of what we want, right? I wonder if we should attempt to do some wet blending now at this point, while I still have this paint mixed. We kind of have to let it dry though a bit. It'll also help create like a more smoother glaze type effect, I think. Alright. And I often don't like to do this. I don't like to paint on my hand, but we'll do that. And now we're just kind of focusing on the shadowy areas of the model to paint the shadows. So we're turning the guy upside down just so that we have a better idea of where those shadows fall. And we want to follow the contours of the model too. We want to kind of, as we're creating these brush strokes, we want to match the angle of approach of the model, and that helps. That helps a lot. And we can kind of focus a little more here. And then also, a shadow will be created from the big bulb. So close to the area around it, we're going to apply. So technical. And again, I'm not too concerned about like brush strokes or anything. I'm more focusing on just getting the values down. So at this point, I'm a little concerned. That's not the right word. I'm thinking about how I want to go further. Like, I don't think it's necessary to really go much further than this in terms of going darker. But we need to get lighter, of course. There you go. Did I take a break? I didn't. I've been meaning to. And you want to kind of, when the paint feels very thin like this, it can kind of, you run the risk of it like pooling up in a way that you don't really want. So a part of applying the paint is thinking about how the brush strokes are falling on the model, and how you're kind of forcing the paint to like move in the direction that you want it to, so that you don't want it to pool up in weird places. Play Bandai games? Yeah, I liked the first game quite a bit. I have... Yeah, not bad. Looking pretty good. We'll have to let that dry and also consider doing some highlights, but that's looking pretty good right now. Here's a look at that. Still wet, so the surface is hard to tell how successful the gradient is. Garlic Sloth Wen very well might have to have another evolution. If you shine, it's like Eevee, depending on the stone that you use, evolve in different ways. Yes, it's definitely a break time. Let's have like a 10-minute break time, right?